kicking off right here in Coober Pedy. I've just arrived and already I know this town's a little bit different. They live under the ground, not on top of the ground, and where I just had my breakfast, the salt was in the pepper shaker and the pepper was in the salt shaker. I'm going to go and check into my digs and get out there and find out what makes this place tick. Coober Pedy is a small town with a population of approximately 1,800 people, often referred to as the opal capital of the world due to it having over 70 opal fields and being the largest opal mining area on the planet. Coober Pedy has plenty of things to see and do around town and around the area. To plan your holiday journey to a beautiful place like this, our mates at the Caravan Industry Association of Australia can help. Just visit letsgocaravanandcamping.com.au, your guide to caravan, RV and holiday parks across Australia. And while spending our time here, we've chosen to stay at the Oasis Tourist Park, and I caught up with George to learn all about it. George, thanks for having us here at the Oasis Tourist Park. Mate, what do you got here for the visitor when they come to town?
We have a lot here, right? We have a very unique swimming pool, which people absolutely love. We have a games room, which the kids absolutely love. And then, you know, we've got all other facilities here that they ask for. We've got a barbecue area, anything they want.
So what sort of sites have you got available?
3 different types of cabins. We've got powered sites, we've got unpowered sites. Yeah, so we've got everything people want.
All right, George, so where are you going to put us for the next couple of nights?
Right, since you've just rocked up now, I will now put you into my dugout called Digger's Dream.
Digger's Dream, the
Digger's
dugout?
Dream.
Now this sounds interesting.
And that's underground, and I think you'll thoroughly enjoy that.
So what's in Digger's Dream?
It's 4 bedrooms, a pool table, TV, cooking facilities, everything that you want.
I can't wait to see that, mate. I'm going to go and settle in there, and then what do you reckon I should go and look at around town next?
Well, there's a lot to see. Right, you can go to the underground churches, you can go to the mines, Old Timers Mine, plenty to do.
To help plan your next affordable holiday anywhere in Australia, just log on to familyparks.com.au and you'll find stacks of information and a list of family parks to choose from. Now I'm going to take George's advice and check out the Old Timers Mine. Well, as I always say, why would you knock back a bit of good local knowledge? So the Old Timers Mine it is. Let's go and check it out. It's a self-guided tour. You get your map, it's got all the information, follow the numbers, make your way around in the 100-year-old mine. What could possibly go wrong? I've done mazes before, catch you soon. Well, as we found out, thanks to our mate George, one of the iconic things about Coober Pedy is actually living under the ground. But extend it to this. Imagine if you were here as a miner and you want to live close to work. Simple. Just dig yourself a home right next to your mine shaft. Want to extend the family? Need another bedroom? Not a problem. Start digging. You keep coming across this interesting stuff, like this little ladder that's cut into the wall here. This is how the miners used to get in and out back in the good old days. You know, pre-workplace health and safety. So not only do you get to explore the old mine, there's actually a museum here as well, where you can look at the mining history and the history of the lifestyle of living here in Coober Pedy. Well, it's not often you go to a museum and you find out where things actually started, because that little rock there beside me that you can see in this museum was found right here in Coober Pedy. But guess what? Coober Pedy didn't exist then, because that opal there, found by the Hutchison family, is what started all of this. Well, as with every good tourist attraction, at the end, they've got the good old gift shop. Now, normally you get to get a tin mug and a t-shirt, but here, bit of opal for you. Just have a look around. After a great stay in Coober Pedy, it was time for us to get on the road and head on to Kings Creek Station. Well, obviously I can't tow 2 caravans on my own. I've got my old mate Borgie along, who I normally work with on Camper Trailer Lifestyle. So he's pulling the other loaders and he's making the trip with me up to the Kimberley. Hey Borgie, how you going out there today, mate?
Going absolutely awesome, mate. Sun's shining, beautiful day. Ready to hit the road ahead.
big day behind the wheel, mate. About 9 hours we've got in front of us. What's your tip to make that a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more enjoyable?
Mate, you've got to keep yourself entertained. So, yeah, I've got a couple of driving games I like to try and stick to. So, you know those little white lines you see in the middle of the road, little broken lines?
Copy that.
Mate, I like to try and count them and see how many there is between basically each stop.
What do you like to jam in the cab with you there to keep you occupied, mate?
Yeah, mate, look, at the end of the day, I think it's all about just keeping your eyes on the road and you know, having a good look around and really taking everything in. A lot of people say there's not much to look at while you're out on these roads, but I reckon that's the real beauty of it. That's take it all in, mate. It's not every day you get to look at, I suppose, vast open plains of nothingness, and that's what it's all about.
You know what, you're dead right, and personally, I get the best thinking done driving on these sorts of roads where you haven't got a lot of stuff to distract you as you're driving along. So if there's anything you want to roll us around inside your head and get sorted out, a drive like this is definitely the one to do it. How's that van going, mate?
Mate, I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed with it so far. It's towing like a dream. I actually haven't seen it wobble around there once, even going past road trains and things like that. And yeah, mate, very impressed so far.
They glue to the road well, mate. They're well balanced, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. Mate, even hitting these little bumps and things, it's not bouncing around the place. And I don't know about you, but I've seen a couple of other vans basically over the last day or so that I've just seen wobbling around, and this thing just sticks behind the car and doesn't move. It's unreal.
After the long drive from Coober Pedy, we arrived at a little piece of paradise, Kings Creek Station, and I caught up with Ian to learn all about it. I've caught up with Ian, who's the king of King Creek Station. How are you, mate? Hey, you've got to give someone some accolades where you can.
Yeah, all right.
Mate, what's the history?
Oh, we started this in 1981. Well, we were living a couple of k's in the bush further back. Then I noticed the surveyors coming down here, putting a road in, and I realised there was nice desert oaks here, so we decided we'd put in some place that people could camp at. So we've gone from there to upmarket accommodation and downmarket accommodation, and the attraction here is that it's a bush campground with all the facilities, but it's also one of the only campgrounds where you can still light fires. And when you go camping, mate, you got to have a fire, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what sort of other things have you got as far as attractions for people to enjoy while they're on the station?
It's mainly tours that we do. We've got the helicopters, of course. The helicopters fly into the George Gill Ranges, the beautiful George Gill Ranges. You can do any length of time you like, and in fact you can go from here to Ayers Rock if you like. We also have aircraft coming in every day from Ayers Rock. We've got a magnificent airstrip here. We are just starting off station tours in a 6-seater buggy. Of course, the final thing is we've got quad rides, which is a variety of different ones. There's one that we do to our old drovers camp.
One of the activities you can do while you're here at Kings Creek Station is to go out for a quad bike tour. Borgie, what do you reckon, mate?
Mate, quad bikes, Outback Australia, perfect idea.
Made for each other. Now, Alan has put his hand up to take us out there and show us around, so why don't you reckon we put our backsides in the saddle and get out and have some fun. Well, I reckon that's about as much fun as you could have at Kings Creek Station with your clothes on. Al, what does everyone see when you bring them out here for a tour?
It depends on what they do. If we do a 1 hour ride, we go up to a set of tanks up on 2 ridges out, look back over the George Gill Range, talk about the station. If we do the 2.5 hour ride, we go to a Aboriginal rock carving site, which is dated about, the newest stuff's about 20,000 years old and the oldest stuff's about 40,000 years old.
How long have you been here, mate?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years too long.
8 years too long.
No, I just love it. Good people to work for, freedom to roam around and have a bit of a look around, and chasing cattle and camels and all that sort of thing. So that's just a young fella's dream, and I'm only an old fella.
Mate, I feel as though I want to see a little bit more of this place. What do you reckon we hit the track again?
Yeah, let's go and do it.
Let's do that.
Yeah.